Your cloud project needs CCSK, the Certificate of Cloud Security Knowledge. And in this brief video, I'm going to explain you for each domain why that is the case. And I have a bit of a twist, which I will get to in a second. So you are running a new cloud project, or maybe just assessing it. How can all these CCSK domains be relevant for that? How can they be of help? Now I was thinking of putting some music under each domain, but YouTube rules make it a little hard for me to pull that off and still keep my account, so to say. So let's get going with the first domain, cloud. What is it? What is really cloud? And how does it play a role in your project? What is it that the cloud provider does? What is it that you do? And what is this shared responsibility thing when it comes to security? And how is all of this going to help my project? Well, that's what domain 1, cloud computing concepts and architecture, is all about. It explains cloud and the shared responsibility model. And for the music in this domain, I was thinking of a song called Nel Blu Dipinto di Blu, which translates into In the Blue, Painted Blue, by a famous singer called Domenico Modugno. But you probably know this song better as Volare, and it's a very old song. Next up, we care about data. Your application has a lot of data and other people are worried about that data. But the company that you're building this cloud application for also wants to move really fast with this app and don't think too much about any risks. So how do you balance those interests and who needs to talk about that? What are the policies associated with that? That is what domain 2, cloud governance, is about. And it talks about the stress between the various interests that are in any cloud project, for that matter. And the song I had in mind for this one is Under Pressure by David Bowie and Queen. Think about this for a second. Next up, we care about the risks. People depend on this application, people depend on the data in that application, and you really don't want to make their lives miserable. Also, it's the law to care about data. So you want to show that you care about that data too. And this is what domain 3 is about. What are those risks? How do you audit those risks? How you demonstrate compliance to any regulation that is relevant? And for the song with this, I was thinking of Every Breath You Take by the Police, where the second line is, I'll be watching you. Who's going to pay for this app? Who's going to pay for the cloud account? No, you're not going to have your own do-it-yourself cloud account to run this app in. An organization needs to have consistency over these hundreds or even thousands of accounts. And you can consider that an advantage because the organization that you work for will take care of certain things across all those accounts. And that means you don't have to. This is what domain 4, organization management, explains. And the most appropriate song for that I could find was Money by Pink Floyd. And it starts with the sound of a cash register. Next up, keys to the kingdom. So the cloud is not your daddy's data center anymore. Physical access and physical access control is really old school. That's not the way cloud works. In the cloud, identity is your Barry White, as I call it. It's your first, your last, your everything. And that's what domain 5, identity and access management, is all about. And obviously the best song to go with that is Barry White. You are the first, the last, the everything. Next up, domain 6, the good, the bad, and the ugly. What's going on in your cloud? You want to know all of that. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Visibility is the root of all control. If you look at how controls in the cloud provider world, in the cloud world work, it all boils down to, do you have the appropriate logging and monitoring? They're essential. And a central facility is probably already there for your project. And the worst place to store the logs of a server in the cloud is on that server. So use all those facilities inside out and outside in for visibility, for logging, for everything. And that's what domain 6, security monitoring, is all about. Now, for those of you who have not spotted the movie reference yet, there's a 60s spaghetti western called The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. And the score is by Ennio Morricone. And you probably recognize the harmonica sound there. Then the provider has a master plan. How to set up a secure architecture the cloud way. Well, the secret is script it, right? And that's the way the cloud provider thinks you should be doing it. Hence, the provider has a master plan. That's domain 7, infrastructure and networking. Set it all up with scripts and Terraform and what have you. The music to go with this is by the Brooklyn Funk Essentials, and it's called The Creator Has a Master Plan. I like the 15-minute version, but unfortunately we have to go on to domain 8. Bring it on. Your workloads are finally in the cloud, but you still have a lot to secure there yourself. The cloud provider is not going to do that for you. You build it, now you own it. That's what domain 8, workload security, is about. And I think the most appropriate song here is The Carpenters, On Top of the World, because that's what we are once we have all our stuff in the cloud. Then it's all about the data as an asset. But the data is also a liability. And in the end, cybersecurity in general is mostly about data. Who has access to it, who doesn't have access to it, and so on and so forth. And it's also, do you know where all your data is? That's what domain 9 data security will help you with. The most appropriate music for this? You might have guessed it. Meghan Trainor with All About the Base. The base, no worries. Just a bit of software. You deploy software. In any cloud model, you deploy software. Yes, you do. And that software has or will have bugs, either now or in the near future. Don't deny that it has, it will. You need to understand how to fix it fast and fix it often. And domain 10, application security, talks about that. I think the most appropriate music here is a song by The Doors, Roadhouse Blues. And the line that is famous in this song for me is, keep your eyes on the road and your hands upon the wheel. Okay, it broke. Your application broke. Who's going to fix it? You better be prepared. That's what domain 11 explains, incident response and resilience. And you could have guessed it. What's the best song for this? Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. And finally, there are the unknown unknowns. What game changers are coming up from behind? What's up? We have zero trust architectures. Okay, it's not really zero trust. It's zero assumed trust that you want to work with. Then there's artificial intelligence, and that's a whole kind of worms in and of itself. Domain 12, related technologies and strategies, touches upon this. I think the best song to go with this is Space Oddity by David Bowie. I know, I'm an old guy. This is music from my youth, right? Anyway, your cloud project needs CCSK for security. That's the whole point. Now, maybe you want to watch this again, and otherwise you'll just go look for CCSK study guide by the Cloud Security Alliance, and you'll find it on the web. Thanks for watching.